Okay. It's been 6 years. I'm 6 years sober.
Okay.
But before the journey started, I was terribly, horribly addicted to opiates, pain pills.
Okay.
And I would wake up every morning and Dr. Phil would be on. Mm-hmm. And he would be talking to drug addicts. So I just felt like there was a sign. Mm-hmm. And I started crying. My daughter would wake up, wondering why I was crying. I couldn't tell her because she was just a little baby. Mm-hmm. And I called my mom and told her I wanted to die. She rushed over to come get me to take me to the hospital because she thought I was going to kill myself.
Yeah.
So I get to the hospital, and I was just open and honest because I know I wanted help. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't know how. I didn't want to die, really. I just wanted the pain to stop.
Yeah.
I got to the hospital, and it was a psych ward that I was at. And I told them what was going on. I was on pain pills heavily, and I wanted to stop it. Didn't know how, so I just felt like I wanted to end it all. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to leave my daughter behind, though. Mm-hmm. They gave me a list of different rehabs. I think it was like 20-something rehabs on her paper. And I came up with all kinds of excuses in my head on how I could get out of it. Mm. And the main excuse was, I'm not leaving my baby with anyone because a lot of my family are addicts. So I'll be leaving her with what I'm trying to get away from.
Right.
So the last number on the paper was Santa Maria, Benita's house. And I called it, and they told me they were a facility for women and children. Mm. So I felt like there was just a message from God. I set an appointment to come in and do some intake. Mm-hmm. And they told me that they were going to have a bed for me within the next week. Mm-hmm. And I was, I was so scared that I was going to talk myself out of going within a week. Mm-hmm. It's hard for an addict to come to you in the first place. Mm-hmm. You want me to wait a whole another week? Mm-hmm. So I did. I was still getting high that whole week. Mm-hmm. But I still had my mind made up, like I had to do something because I don't want my daughter in this life. Right. And we went to rehab. It was hard at first because my daughter wasn't used to being around all these different women and their children, eating at a certain time, eating certain things, having to wake up at a certain time and having to be in the bed. And my daughter would always sleep with me before I went into rehab. But while we were in rehab, they had to teach us a new way of living. So our children could not be in the bed with us while we were sleeping. They would come in our rooms and check in the middle of the night with a flashlight to check and make sure your child isn't in the bed with you. So at one point, I'm trying to make it short. At one point, my daughter lost so much weight, and I was getting ready to give up and leave because I didn't want her to suffer. Mm. And I told them what was going on, and I thought that they didn't care, but they really did. They let me, because you was only allowed to bring in certain food like crackers, Vienna sausage, and maybe and popcorn. Yeah. But they took my daughter to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed on a prescription pad that she's allowed to eat anything. So I was one of the girls in the rehab, the only girl in the rehab that was able to bring anything for my child to eat. So she was able to have noodles and stuff like that, right, just so she can get full because she was so tiny. Right. And I thought it was a 90-day program, but I would hear from other girls there saying, since you came in yourself, you wasn't here by CPS or by the state. Since you came in yourself, you can leave in 30 days. So after 30 days, I was ready to go. Mm. And my counselor told me, she said, you know, if you leave out of here, your addiction going to be waiting at the gate for you. And I said, you know what, I ain't trying to go backwards. I said, I'll stay 10 more days. And 10 more days, maybe 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60. To the 60th day, I told him, I said, I can't go back home. If I go back home, my deal was right across the street from me. Yeah. I said, I'd be going right back to what I was leaving, what I was running from. So they suggested that I go move into sober living, and I stayed there for a year. While I was there, I went back to school to become a substance abuse counselor. That's awesome. And I was working at the daycare that my child was in. And while I was in school, my year finally came up, so I had to leave. But by then, I found an apartment. I paid the rent up for 6 months, and I found a job close by my apartment.
Yeah.
I had a car, but I just didn't want to travel too far from my daughter's school from where I live.
Right.
So I worked right down the street from both those places.
Awesome.
And while I was at work one day, I was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
While I was at work, my stomach just started hurting, so I went to the restroom, and I had a miscarriage in the restroom. They called the ambulance, and I went to the hospital. And while in the hospital, the doctor told me he lost the baby. I was broken because this would have been the first child that I would have had. I only have one child, but she saw addiction. Even though she don't remember it now, I'm glad she doesn't. But this would have been the first child I would have been straight with.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been the addict, and I know I would have been able to take care of this child a little better than I did my daughter.
Right.
So I woke up in the hospital, and I noticed, I heard people talking, but I couldn't see anything. I just started screaming. So they thought I was crazy. I told them I couldn't see nothing, and I was blind. So all the doctors left out, and they came back in. They said they were going to do a spinal tap to check the level of fluid that was on my brain. And it came back, and they said you have too much fluid on your brain. You have IIH, pseudotumors, or pseudotumors. It's the same thing, but different words for it.
Yeah.
So I would have to go back and forth to the hospital at least once a week for a spinal tap because my head would hurt so bad from that fluid on my brain. My head would hurt so bad, it would make my back hurt, my sides. So every week I would go and they would do a spinal tap to pull off some of that fluid. The doctors got tired of me coming in every week and said, you know, we're going to put a BP shunt. What we want to do is put a BP shunt in your head so it'll drain the fluid automatically to your bladder.
Yeah.
I was so nervous because I'm like, how am I going to have brain surgery? I'm a recovering addict.
Right.
How can I have brain surgery? It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And I can't take no pills. And expensive. This was my drug of choice, pills. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we'll try it. We'll do it with non-narcotics. So I was able to get the brain surgery, but it wasn't even a month after that. The headache started returning. My vision got worse. I was blind by then.
Wow.
My vision, I was legally blind. I wasn't all the way blind. But my vision started to get worse. So I went to the doctor, and they was like, I don't know what else to do with you. I'm going to send you to the county hospital. I say that's the whole reason for me being all the way out here is because I was avoiding the county hospital because I thought y'all were better.
Right.
They sent me to the county hospital. It took them, me in and out the hospital at least 2 or 3 times a month. It took them maybe 2 or 3 years before they figured out that I was misdiagnosed the whole time.